All right, good morning. Good morning, everybody. I am Anna Gilbert. I am a professor in the math department, and I am your host, if you will, for today. And so I would like to welcome you to the University of Michigan Women in Data Science Conference. It's exciting. We're doing this jointly with Stanford University's Women in Data Science Conference and many other sites around the world. I'm excited that you're all here and that we're joining in a virtual community. Because of the differences in the time zone, we have an opportunity to hear first from our outstanding women faculty who are either here in Ann Arbor or at the University of Michigan Dearborn campus, in addition to the speakers from Stanford. So let me switch to the agenda. My main goal with our portion of the program is to highlight the talented women researchers that we have here at the U of M, to hear what is exciting for them to work on in data science, where their research is going, where is it going with because of data science, and to learn about new challenges that they may have. The secondary goal of this program is to spark conversations amongst all of us, junior, senior faculty, students and faculty, as well as industry and academia. I understand there are some representatives potentially also from local industry. And so to that end, we have three venues. So one of them is a panel discussion at 11:30 amongst several of this morning's speakers. And I'm going to ask you to hold most of your questions that you have for the speakers until the panel. The second venue we have for discussion is lunch, and it will be set up at the back. It's at the beginning of lunch that we will start the live stream from Stanford, and you all are welcome to stay here after lunch and watch the live stream. We'll have stuff set up. Finally, also, we have posters set up outside that a number of students and faculty have contributed. I came a little early, so I haven't seen any of them up yet, but I think that when they are up, you'll see that our students are the future of data science. And then finally, at 4 p.m., we will have Professor Yao Ji from Georgia Tech, who is speaking in the Midas seminar over in the Rackham Amphitheater. She will also be on our panel this morning so that you get an opportunity to hear from her first as a preview. So I am now going to turn over the introductions to the co-directors of Midas. First, Professor Al Hero.
Good morning. I'm the co-director, or a co-director of the Michigan Institute for Data Science, and Al Hero, and I'm really delighted to be sponsoring this meeting, a meeting of the minds in data science, which is an emerging discipline that is an equalizer over many diverse disciplines, diverse points of view, and effectively is, I think, in our future, going to be the focal point for being able to bring technologists and humanists and engineers and scientists all together in a forum which will enable us to much more effectively communicate and advance the fields of methodology in data science and its applications. We're going to hear a lot of exciting methodological and applications-based presentations this morning, with our local speakers, and then this afternoon at the national level. You should look around and see that we have a fairly sparse audience. That does not represent the interest in this particular meeting. There are 163 registered participants at this meeting, and we represent here in the face-to-face world only about a quarter of those. So there's a lot of people that are online and are going to be participating remotely. So welcome. We're, again, very proud to be hosting this venue. And what I'll do is I'll pass the mic down to my co-director and friend and colleague, Brian Ithi.
Hi, my name is Brian Ithi. I'm absolutely delighted to see everybody here, and thank you for coming. This is really an international event. I mean, we're part of a bigger scheme that's even being organized at Stanford. But look at the level of enthusiasm and interest here at Michigan. Al is absolutely right. I mean, there's a upside and a downside to streaming. Sometimes, when it gets cold out like this, we stay in our office or wherever we are comfortable and warm, and watch things and send little email tweets and things like this back and forth. But this is active. There's a lot of engagement and interest. We've got some posters coming up, through the day. We've got our Midas seminar series with our distinguished colleague and guest. And so it's a time for us to participate and hear these various points of view and contribute. I got a call yesterday about noonish, something like that, from Debbie Dingell's office, Congresswoman Dingell, who's an old and dear friend of mine. I first actually met Congresswoman Dingell in this very room when her husband, John Dingell, the longest serving member of Congress, was, frankly, gerrymandered into the Ann Arbor district. And the occasion was our kickoff of the Depression Center that John Graydon and several of us helped to create, which is out at the East Medical Center campus off of Plymouth Road. I had sat with actually it was very interesting, I sat with the mayor of the city of Ann Arbor, Congressman Dingell, actually, and our representative at the time, the Democratic district. I mean, we were sitting all together, and I had a chance to meet Mrs. Dingell. She's an incredibly engaging, talented, interested, passionate person, and she's an excellent representative for us. And so her office called and says, Brian, we're happy to say that we're unhappy to say that Mrs. Dingell cannot be here as planned, but we're happy to say that she wrote a letter. She had it framed. She's going to bring it over. Her representative's going to come. And somewhere he's driving around trying to find a parking space. So he'll be here sometime. We'll get a hold of it. When we do, we'll take advantage of it as we will. But the point is that Mrs. Dingell understands the value of what you are doing here today. She told me that. She understands that. She's passionate about that. And she's passionate in terms of helping us in this very interesting time that we live in, engage appropriately. She's in D.C. today because she's working on some important legislation to protect some folks in her district. As you might know, the largest Muslim American population in the United States lives in our district, in her district, down in Dearborn. And she's been working very hard on that issue and regrets that she cannot be here. But she's here in spirit. I bet you we'll get her back here in person at some point soon. I'll ask her to do that. And when her representative comes, we'll certainly make time for him in the schedule, and we'll make the presentation of her letter to us, to you, at that point. But, beware that that office knows about this, that office is excited about this, and that office is supportive of what's happening here, very supportive. So thank you all for coming. I'm going to turn it back to our leader, and she can, get this show on the road, so to speak, because it's going to be an exciting day, and we look forward to it. Thank you, Anna, for your leadership, and thank you, everybody, for being here.
For real-world problems, which are the types of problems that I like to solve, for problems where someone's going to take your results and actually change the decision about, when I go into the emergency department, which fortunately I manage to not do very often,